Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik, and in this video I am sharing four very special personalized graduation cards with you. I always try to find out and use the school colors of the graduate in each graduation card I make, and to find fun ways to give their favorite graduation gift, cash money, as well. I'm going to show you two cards from start to finish with unique fun folds and ways to give money. But first I'm going to show you two other personalized school color graduation cards I made recently. And more details on these cards will be available on my blog, and there's a link in the description box to that blog post. One awesome way to personalize any card is to use these sophisticated script letters from Concord and Ninth. I have them both together in a packet. There are uppercase and lowercase sets. So you can get the uppercase and the lowercase, and in this case I used it to stamp the name of my niece on this card. If you have visited my YouTube channel or blog before, you know I am a huge fan of Motion Crafts animated stamps and dies. And when I saw this cute little bunny in the springy stamp set from Motion Crafts, he looks so serious in his glasses, I thought he would make a cute graduate. I chose the school colors of my niece Iris to make this card. Watch while I pull up on the arrows. The animated version of the rabbit jumps up and down in excitement over finally graduating. So he's jumping up and down. Yay, I graduated. I used the Peekaboo die set from Motion Crafts and the animation die cut, so I could use the maroon school color in the stamping and the grid. This is a die from Tonic Studios, and on the inside of the card is another perfect sentiment die from Tonic Studios. And then I just had these big sequins, which I thought was perfect for that graduation card. My second card is a fun bridge fold card that features dies from Tonic Studios, Impression Obsession, and Tailored Expressions. So I have those on a magnet because I'm using this for a class very soon. But the congratulations is from Tonic Studios. The Tailored Expressions Eventful Graduation Border die is again from Tailored Expressions, and they're all happy about graduating. And then the class of die, which is perfect because you can obviously say any year, is from Impression Obsession. I started, the yellow piece that is 4 1/4 by 8 and is scored at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4 to form a diorama type card. The bridge front was 3 by 5 1/2, and then I cut that eventful graduation border die from Tailored Expressions, and you attach that to the bottom. It's called a bridge card because there's a bridge, and then it folds flat to mail. Again, those measurements are, in case you haven't made one of these, the yellow piece was 4 1/4 by 8 and was scored at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4 to form the bridge card. And then the bridge that goes across the front can be any size. I just made it 3 by 5 1/2, and it's going to end up being the same width as the card. This is the Crazy Bird school color graduation card with a fun hidden cash surprise when the flip is open. So when you open this, you see the money is hidden underneath. I came up with this fun fold myself, at least I've never seen it elsewhere, and this is a remake of a card I made before with this idea. Here are the supplies I used to make this card. Money. I used an older embossing folder from Cuttlebug. I don't think it's available anymore, but I did found something very similar and I linked it in the description. I used some really cool oval stitched, it's called Big and Little Pierced Chain Oval Layering Dies from Gina Marie Designs, and I really like the effect that those leave in the ovals that I die cut. I used a Crazy Bird stamp from Tim Holtz and Stampers Anonymous, I think, and then this was the Crazy Bird Things set, and I used the hat and the diploma from that. And then this stamp, Hats Off to You, is a stamp from Crackerbox Palace. And again, all the links to all these supplies will be in my description box. I cut a blue card base 5.5 by 4.25 and a yellow piece 5.25 by 4. I embossed that piece in an embossing folder that says bravo, congratulations, yippee. It seems perfect for graduation. I also cut a piece of that same blue and I cut it 5.25 by 1 inch and I scored it at 1 inch. This piece is attached behind the yellow embossed piece right there. So we'll make sure it's straight on here and then attach it. I have die cut 2 ovals with the Gina Marie Designs pierced chain overs, and I've stamped on both of them. I figure you don't need to watch me stamp or emboss or die cut, but if you have any questions at any time, please put them in the comments. I don't like to color, I'll admit it, and I'm no good at shading. So I am paper piecing the Crazy Bird, and here's how I do that. I stamped and on some blue designer paper with a little bit of pattern on there, and I colored it a little bit. I colored his beak and his eyes. I cut it out roughly and I deliberately cut off the feet and the little hair piece, and I'm cutting it with fine detail scissors, but before I do, I put two-sided tape all over the back and it stuck out, and then when you cut, then you have two-sided tape over the entire piece. So I started cutting it out because I figured you didn't really need to see me doing that. But I take some fine detail scissors, I like my mini Kais for that, and then I just cut out the bird just to the outside of the black edge. And then you're going to just attach it, and because you had tape on there already, even the little beak and other places that are small are going to stick beautifully. So his little hair sticks out and his feet stick out, and we didn't have to cut those, and that's how I prefer to do my coloring. I am going to attach this to the front of the card. And then we're going to attach this piece here. I think I'll use some better score tape to do that. And then we're going to attach the yellow piece here that's for sliding the money in. And I just put some skinny score tape on the back of the yellow piece, which was, I know it's 1 inch. Not sure, but anyway, it's just wide enough to go to be hidden under here and not show through those. Then we're going to take the money. I like to fold it so that the 20 is visible, and slide it under there for the graduate. Then we're also going to put this piece down, and it's going to be hidden underneath that larger oval. And that's where you're going to sign it, and the Hats Off to You is a cute stamp from Crackerbox Palace. I have put some mounting tape on his hat, and so it pops up. I am not finding my diploma, but I just stick that under his wing there, and then I'm going to add a few sequins. I just thought the sequins made a fun finishing touch, and they were just from my stash in the same blue and yellow school colors. And our cute Crazy Bird diploma graduation card is done. Next, we're going to make this fun fold graduation hat with a diploma-like shaped piece to roll up the cash gift for the graduate. And here are the supplies I used to make this card. I saw somebody make a card with this My Favorite Things lip balm die, and I personally probably would never give somebody lip balm, but when they rolled cash up in it, I thought that's a perfect idea, and so I purchased the lip balm die from My Favorite Things, and then the lip balm pouches from My Favorite Things. There is a way to make your own graduation tassels, hat tassels, and I've done that a few years ago. I think if you wanted to, you could do a search and find out how to do that. But I saw these at Hobby Lobby, and of course they were on sale, and so I purchased both the silver and the gold, and that makes it so much easier for making that tassel. I'm using the Congrats, which is a Tonic Studios die, and I cut the top of the graduation hat out with my favorite stitched dies, which are from Lil Inker. I like them because they're stitching on the inside and the outside. This is the template that I came up with I'm not sure if I saw this online before, but this is what I have been using to create this card. So you're going to start with a piece of school color, whatever school color you want. In this case I used purple, and it's 4 1/4 wide by 9 3/4 long. You're going to mark it halfway across, which is at 2 1/8 with a pencil, and you're also going to mark it at 3 3/8, and 7 5/8 on both sides. So I use a T-square ruler, and that way you know the end is perfectly straight. And if you just take a pencil and you mark it, you want to mark at 3 3/8, and you can see I marked it on here at 7 5/8 on both sides. Then you're going to take your Scor-Buddy or Scor-Pal or whatever you have, and one easy thing to do to make sure that you're on the same line is to take a permanent marker and mark it all the way down. Now if I didn't have that and I thought I was lining this first mark up here, but down here it's very difficult to see, well, where is that exact line? So I start in I use that black mark on my Scor-Buddy, and I just score from the diagonally from the mark that I made down to the mark I made here. And then I turn it and I do the same. And again, you had a mark there, you're going to score from that down to there. And you're also going to score across at 5 1/2. Okay, so score across to 5 1/2 and score diagonally from 3 3/8 up to 7 5/8 on both sides. And then you're going to fold the center one in that would be a mountain fold, and those in valley folds, and then you're just going to collapse it, and that's how you have created your graduation hat. Okay, so I like that if it's a video, you can stop it, pause it, go back, but you can easily see from this template the sizes and exactly where to score and where to cut. And then I think I didn't mention, but then from the top of that 7 5/8 where you have scored to, you're going to cut up to the 2 1/8 inch on both sides. So you then have your graduation hat card ready to go. And then you also are going to take a piece of, in this case it was white, but again I'm using purple and white for my niece's school colors, and you could use whatever colors you need. 4 inches across by 5 1/4. And then again you're going to take your cutter and cut from 3 1/4 up to 2. You mark your 2 inches, which is the center of it. You mark at 3 1/4 for both of the sides, and then you cut diagonally up to both of those on your Fiskars type cutters. So I have done that, and I have this piece which is going to be inside the card. And there's a nice little border on all sides. And then I'm going to use my favorite glue to attach the congrats. I cut a stitched die out with those dies that I showed you, and I marked the center of it on the back. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I drew diagonal lines with a pencil, and so that is the exact center. And I poked through a white brad, and then I hung a tassel on it. I am attaching that top hat piece with mounting tape so that it is raised. So the hat part of it is ready. Then I have die cut the outside piece of the My Favorite Things lip balm die, and they sell the matching pouches, which are perfect for putting things in. And like I said, it's sold for a lip balm, but I thought I saw somebody do it with rolled up money, and I thought, now that's what I'm going to do. And you just put some strong score tape on there, and that way you can decorate the pouch any color you want. I'm going to attach it here again with strong tape and put more money in here. This one that I made before has real cash in there. The one thing is, once that's attached, and I haven't seen any videos showing me otherwise, I think the graduate's literally going to have to rip it apart to get their money, but I'm sure that they'll be happy to do that. So here are my four. Those are my four personalized school color graduation cards that any graduate would love. If you try one of these or are inspired to try something similar, I would love to see what you create. Please share a picture of them on my Pinterest pin. There are links in the description so we can continue to inspire each other. Thanks for watching, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and thanks too for helping me share the joy of creativity.